visit nopaybryant.com. It is Kincade and Salciunas. Johnny back after his 3-day weekend. He just wanted to do the rest day, like a lot of the Eagles players this past week at practice.
I needed it, too.
Speaking of, Andrew DeCecco was here with us for the entire 8 o'clock hour.
He never rests until the football season's over.
I don't even know if he rests during then, because then he gets ready for the combine and then the draft.
The combine's February 27th through that weekend.
There's no rest for this guy.
He's all ready for the underwear Olympics. He is all ready for that.
The first week of March, I'm going to Florida or someplace warm.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and then you end up working during that, I'm sure. About the injury report, I don't know if you can calm people's nerves. They're going to play Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, but have you heard anything with your time around the team where they're at? Because I know they're not practicing because they're trying to get their bodies right for the big one.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but we did see Cam Jurgens tour, I want to say, Friday in the locker room, and I saw Landon Dickerson as well. I have to imagine that they're going to play in this game, barring something grossly unforeseen. But what I will say is the Eagles do a remarkable job of finding ways to rest players, to make sure that they're fresh, whether it's Josh Sweat, who's playing a ton of snaps, or whether it's Saquon Barkley, Jordan Mailata. And I think that their approach in getting the players as healthy as possible to the game shouldn't be overlooked. They'll be ready.
I know this about the Eagles, is that it is incredibly fortunate what they've done as far as the health they're bringing to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They're doing it again. They're doing it again, and to be able to have that kind of health. Is there anything different about this year's health compared to health in previous years?
Well, I think what makes this even more remarkable, John, is that the Eagles had a really grueling training camp, and they're working a lot more than they did that year. So that they're able to preserve their bodies and be this fresh and have this many starters available this late into the season, I just think is an outstanding job by the organization. They have a really good feel for their players, and they're receptive to feedback, and the training staff is, what more can you say?
What about go ahead, John.
So training camp was different. Oh, yeah. As you're saying. It was much different.
It was far more grueling than it has been.
So can we point to the fact that 2022, again, it doesn't – what you do in training camp doesn't mean you're going to be healthy in January.
Right. You need some good fortune.
Good fortune comes your way. But the rest during the season, is that really the special sauce here?
It is. And the Eagles, to their credit, have put themselves in position where they can rest players, blowing the doors off of certain teams.
Well, even the
not having
Saquon,
not having Saquon go for the record. So you're giving him that. That's a built-in. That was like a built-in bye week. Little things like that, they add up. And now going into the Super Bowl, you have a largely pretty fresh roster.
So, and we'll continue talking about this because I'm actually curious to get your thoughts on the Chiefs roster when it comes to the health, because I know they're dealing with some stuff on the offensive line. But as we continue to balance Eagles Super Bowl talk on the Monday of the Super Bowl and other NFL-related conversations, I got to ask you guys the question. Will you hate watch the Vegas Raiders this year? In case people weren't following along over the weekend, Pete Carroll, who is the new head coach of the Vegas Raiders, hired his offensive coordinator. How about national champion Chip Kelly is the offensive coordinator of the Vegas Raiders?
He occupies no brain space for me.
Really? I will hate watch.
The day he was hired, I can go to my tweet, and I told Eagles fans, this is not going to end well.
Whether you're right or wrong, I'm talking about, are you watching?
No, it's done.
Oh, I'm going to watch.
I'm going to watch, man.
Why do I care about Chip Kelly?
I want to see if he learned from any of his previous stops. I want to see if his offense
Why do I care about this man?
I watched Wentz with the Colts. I watched Simmons
intrigued.
with the Nets. I do this all the time. I want to see how they're doing.
You're a football guy.
Damn right I am. So that's why you and I are on the same page.
I don't care about Chip Kelly.
Yeah, you got to let that go, man.
Chip Kelly is such a non-factor in this city as far as It's a non-story. We've come out of the
non-story.
We came out of the Chip Kelly's Rich Kotite. It's like it's a non-story. We came out of that era, and we've entered into the greatest era of Eagles football when his backside got out the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just more so looking to see where he's at from an innovation standpoint and how he's calling games.
Well, his offensive game planning in Ohio State was far different than he ran at Oregon.
Right.
There were components of it, but he understood the less stress on the defense and everything, and I think that was Ryan Day telling him.
And by the way, maybe it's better to be an OC if you're Chip Kelly than a head coach.
He's not a leader of men.
No, not at all. Absolutely not a leader of men. I'm telling you this,
he could not lead a bachelor party to a strip club. He is not a leader of men.
He's not. No.
Now you're going to New Orleans. There's going to be lots of those offers everywhere.
You're going to take care of us
To be
there,
looking.
Johnny?
No, I will not be.
right,
You can do that if you wish.
What else do we have on the text line, Connor? It's 610-632-0975. And coming up in a little bit, I'm curious to get Andrew DeCecco's breakdown of the Chiefs from a health standpoint. But what do we got on the text line?
Yeah, so Joe checks in, says, I care about as much on the Dynasty talk as some nerds putting out power rankings. It means absolutely nothing to me.
Who you calling a
Go
nerd?
Birds.
Who are you calling a nerd?
I love that because I hate power rankings.
I love power rankings, man.
That's a great comment.
That's at least one
What's my man's name who sent that
Joe.
text in?
That's at least
Good
one
stuff,
segment
Joe.
a week. All right? Got 4 hours of sports to do on a daily basis. That's one segment a week, baby. I love power rankings.
Yeah, but he's right. Like, the Dynasty talk means absolutely nothing to me. I
I'm
would
not saying
rather
it doesn't
not.
mean anything to you. It's just, do you feel uncomfortable? And there are
Very.
people that definitely feel uncomfortable, whereas I like hearing that other people are saying it. I'm not the one saying it. I
I know. He's saying that the way you phrased it is perfect.
Yeah.
You like hearing other people talking about it, but I can't stand talking about it myself. But you like hearing other people
because
talk about
it's somebody from the outside. It's not a lunatic Eagles fan. It's not somebody here in Philadelphia trying to be the first one to say it on the media. Andrew, you're just joining us. There is an article on Fox. Enough about the Chiefs. Could this be the beginning of an Eagles dynasty? I love hearing that somebody on the national stage is asking that question.
Well, I like seeing Howie Roseman get his props because in a season with so many storylines, it's easy to lose sight of what he's done. But I think that might be a little premature. Let's have the team get through this week first.
Oh, man, they're going to get through this week, and then we're going to talk about them.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.